Emma 70 years, and only a discretionary power. So you are me to first what blame be say men can be fan maybe a bien or maybe and whatever you are and some can think is a men can is here. May exercise me what? Me discretionary power.
Okay.
Quite me fossil journey and a quite fossil. The choir may I may first a main yardiano. I am say be a best it's a war with me and maybe with other, may that's discretionary power. What I say? Into who say the famous case of the Chief Justice and versus the Attorney General versus the state, petition on the court. The president will exercise his what discretionary power. Nesaka petition now the better we call council. That is by the constitution. That one constitution delineate these duties. Until that is by the constitution, but or say a call so. It's a petition to the council of state for no while. Then the council of state would establish what we call a prima facie.
Okay.
When I talk about prima facie, like it's a Latin word, which means a face of it.
Okay.
Prima facie simply means like how do you call it? The evidence within the petition, it is concrete enough. What I say? The evidence within the petition, it is concrete enough for us to. Yes.
Okay.
Obi baby say evidence in a concrete enough. Then I didn't think it's also. I didn't tell constitution. That's also my question. Set up a constitutional body like 5-member committee that will probe into the case and also come out with a final verdict on the matter. Because this is where the law of natural justice come in. Now. You say, even though maybe the petition about for so why you say, or so say more fair here, and also be you are not. I want 17 of my set up. They say, yes, uncle, yes, uncle, and I say, you're based on the prima facie and quarter, and a sanka. You establish a prima facie, then there is evidence of what we need the allegations now. Or more will set up or more writing petition on air canon. There is evidence of it. Then when I can't the baby. But because of say the law of natural justice says yemo be a fair hearing. Also be you are no. Maybe and the air can all be careful and say be the air can be a corner and says maybe a corner war counter a proof. Say be a better the counter the evidence and a can. Maybe until we I don't know. It's all been the discretion of the what of the judge. It's why we continue with this article. Was it then? Discretionary power emphasizing that such power should be exercised fairly without arbitrariness. And also in accordance with the due process. Specifically, it highlights that discretionary power implies a duty to be fair and candid, and the exercise of such power shouldn't be arbitrary, capricious, or biased. Okay. What did I say? Introduce me, but the case this is the article coming from the 1992 constitutional. And to me, I'm saying the case be called courts. So what I say, but the court na say bia we hear na say judge now or tena asem no so no or ye bias bia na say bia me say or ye unfair towards e bia me lawyer na say bia me submissions and then me say judge me hu ni anhwa say the was start ade anhwa na e be reflect in his final judgment into the ehwo na o say me file we e de ko na me de koma I say a higher way bi na omo you can say Omuriki judge no from we no normally different judge ba. I have the right to do so until more call for that no. Yes, it is right. But as to whether or as to say be a chief justice no obejia tum na bia wa grante or more petition na more there. I know that one lies within the discretion of the chief justice. That one he has the prerogative way to do so.
Okay.
What I say? And you know, for this like for the benefit of our listeners and our viewers in Tinama, better care through this education. Right, say obi, uni obi, court and SAB, a judge not to was no.
If you feel say
or bias to us, so bet to me actual petition they are say or more sano. It is within your right. But with concrete evidence, say bia, they can say for almost a war. Relationship will be with nipa no they are some nearby. What I say? I think they have a concrete evidence enough. If only say they can prove that side, say bia, or more who say bia, or none you say, only you say, never say bia, there is a relationship between the two of them. Because of that, that might reflect in the judgment. Because who say, yen we know yen basic principles of whether say the judges should must and should dispense judgment without fear or favor. Esuro anase bia tema bia any kwan say in the course of say dispense of judgment. And with that I think say it is a right call and they have the right to do so. It is enshrined in our 1992 constitution. There is no fault with they petitioning the Chief Justice to change the judge who is sitting on the case of Kenneth Furata versus the state. And I think say it is really, but as to whether or not say what they are saying, they have concrete evidence enough to convince the Chief Justice to do that or to grant their request. That one, it is within the bosom of the petition, and also within the it is also lying with the discretion of the Chief Justice. It's name move.
I ask them all.
All
right, enti ebusia also.
Sorry. You share this case. Yan Chief Justice here ni.
Gertrude is
about so. Unse o file give the Supreme Court anka. The Oti committee no so no. Unse ono committee na set up na Justice Gabriel Puamai. Scott Puamai on na ye the head of the committee. So my manager the call is one. Unse o tama petition e ba foforo no. I convincent asafua.
Yeah.
On a way go for dame. The petition Supreme Court anka omo seek interlocutory injunction. When I say interlocutory injunction, for the benefit of our viewers, it simply means a state a state function be a na ade. Na bia me hear say ade na oye no me pese ade na oye no hwai you know me dey akọ court. Tin pese court embua so anhwe asem no mu ye embua asem no wi ansa na nipa na to aso aye de oye no fense bia wusi dan na me se dan na wusi no me ne nje wana se dan na wusi no etia bibi ntum de sai na akọ court na makosiki interlocutory injunction against you say bia obeto de oye no so nti hote dia de oye no hold on till say me wie ansa na wato aso and te say court no be bu asem na wie ansa na wato de oye no so okolu omo kosiki da interlocutory injunction no that judge otna we no so ebu asem that time na ye how do you call it? If Sabia I stand be corrected but I don't know if Sabia na ye Justice Gabriel Squat for my no na tesa case no so
okay
so my mean so on one a ball case no go ye what I say on the boss our case no go ye and on also sabet na committee no so what I say and now two also cite another judge be same way na mu say one sa judge sorry sa judge no mo second one na or citing no referee din kakra if say be a chief of boy din na brea second one na or citing no mo say ono na etina case no Supreme Court mo boss ha interlocutory injunction no go ye no anko munyi no fi committee Justice Court Gabriel Puamandia no ano anko we say some of the petition na mo dey ba no petition na mo dey ba no also one way how do you call it papa no ono ankasa so part of that way nti ade nipa na part of that side no ono asa bet na asem no so it's so benya conflict of what interest case no mo nti no also eden oche no but ni na nkwesi aga nti no we've had precedents when it comes to some of these matters seeking for a judge to how do you call it, recuse himself from a particular case, no. And again, there's something that has been happening. We can give a lot of precedents that happened even within our Fourth Republic here, even all way back, way crampon. You know, I think say it is the right call.
Okay. All right. Debusia enti yera kenoforiata ne ensan samno onyen Ghana what born query papa na dey in fact Ghana for friend papa
the thing is that one quite do the bit media, but you see, this NDC government on by I say, I'm not taking some part to be a. So before there was some crowd, you in charge of crowd, need to back.
Yeah.
I'll criticize, I'll prosecute you in the court of public opinion. And the public in the Obia, like I say, we are conform, power court a crumple, and castle your crumful. And that's until one casano, Yadika say we did that. Almost the key, the what? Obika, the sympathy of the public. They are using a court of public opinion to prosecute the former administration officials.
Every day, me sometimes I make a day. Yes, Ghana ha. You paying for you why in the baby, but in paying for Nagasan to prosecute one. But the moment a Ghana football raise one voice like a day, as most say I could discuss, most say I could depe, a one and a day in paying for national action.
Oh, there will be, sir, I have found a winning be forever. When so be a meno way jumha. There be a way be bonia. Some me a hanum be free and an aqua bonte.
Exactly.
And you know, the American penny first no, Nanka. Any case be involving a government official behind the court muna yeko assembly ya court be public case. What I say? In ya court police station ya be public case.
Exactly.
And ya private be public case until na be hwem obi abetumi aka ho asem. One, a court wa answer na yehu se bia say na yeden. E sometimes be ho allegations be bra ba bonten. But say attorney general be ba be gina be press conference we ye kromfo. We say what the court and can answer. Let me say this is the first time you won't be.
Dr. Dominic
Ayini
NP before I think they came out because be the court sim nimpano.
Yes, and also one. So more court is a court no. Quitting the panel court no. I can say Nipania Bonibia. I want to best have been public now. Every dimini pani image.
Okay.
What I say?
We're going
to fear. I feel no sabi jinaaba render
apology
to the person. Nipa don't wanna go tama. You see, always more issues with our like our way of doing politics. You see, the way we do our politics in this country is so dated to the sense of means seminia for political gains. Okay, the famous a year ban and say how comes in and I'll call you. You see, some of these things, you know, the people now you best say we know. Sometimes, you know, tenacity, Emma redemption neba, Emma vindication neba. Sometimes so be what time redemption and say vindication neba no until I say no, it's snitchy. Nipa no de yarn be wo de wuko nipa do a wo say o mu de we say no bad news e travel faster than good news.
Exactly.
Nipa do be say ni din o be say o mu din a mbete no wider than omo a oba be ka bibia afa no ho no bibia wa afa no no mbete so we say me hu ni say anka ye to ye bo na de asem no kokot e wie bibia na anka court no ebu ase nipa na ye say ya na afi kwa no yehu se o say ene kwa mpo no court ebo we tumi kra sa de ko the court of appeals ekwa appeali say bia nipa no ebia na the court na ebia the court we ne kan no ebia owo ebi wo ho atochi wa no setimachi bi wo nti yensan fa nkoda ye de yensan kohwe mu bi ene kwa cases bebre na ho ekwa omo san so ye den omo san so resend anase bia omo banta the decision of the other court. What I say, omo counter the decision of the other court. Ema also say first court ne ka A omo court of appeals na no akoka den B wo ho. Na finance haba be say and they say the way ne kan na ya science why then sometimes no yenya botre.
Okay.
Yenya botre say ni bibia be dey say nipa ne kronfo a Ghana for dey so be dey sika mai. But sometimes no yenya hu bibia nsi ye no yenya botre na ye dey yento ye bu yenya ni wi na fi dey na ye dey be yen hu dey na ye. Why?
All right.
Because I who feel good no ya na obi be making a din na obi
just seconds
ba be say na din dey ya na me ya against say be ye Ghana sika fro bi aho. I'm not against it at all, like I'm for it. Yenye but at least mama yenye we yen fa through the right processes no. Ye we are na hu say be a court na ebuase nipa no waye bone with and then we can make any noise that we want to make about it. But for us to come and make the noise in public first, and then we go back to court, then maybe you call a court, no? Send an AS in one sense and net court and born in a different way. I want to know about public a public we are manipanana.
All right. Everything year call your next topic though or officials our the electoral commission ne aswan ye wa file a petition obisa on Mampehin Mahama Day wa catch on a day oye Mami Jane Adequate Mensa Mrs. Oye Ositin the chairperson of the electoral commission on the deputies oye Dr. Bosman Asari and now one waka one what's the we want if you got the maybe someone there Ebaza pa no baba Emma workers awasha wase wotum what letter come ebia edwuma wurade o asimosi he is not working under denti and way you need to do and ye de won komo na ya hwem do you think it's fair is or it's not fair another ebi meka because and me hu na you know group me hu ma we posted the main woman me ko hu some of the sites no na ebi make there because one na we workers ni bi me NDC fo na wo punch ho ma wo pede we ma me for no NDC ni ba Sir Eugene, what do you think about this issue even then
sorry what kana Ghana how
because the man group mu man for ka
Ghana ha ade ba ko so Ghana ha wuyi ni part 2 and I say wuyi obia ni hobaka say only NPP and so only NDC.
Oh, it's true.
Obia will be auto nabako. Obia will be auto nabako. What I say? Ebia, young Grofobio, every 4 years, we will be autoco. On the end of the day, very like swingy. But then Obia or political affiliation. Ejatawa would we or political affiliation. Or party be all soft at more. Me am tell more party more soft at more. Obia on the political affiliation. Tell no the one workers and wins are free moon. Obia or political with my man across this was a I'm gonna call a way or easy boss on the corner. She also has a political affiliation. That one, the Constitution of Ghana gives everyone the right to join any association. But the thing is that the issue here is that your neutrality. Obian Kasebia be neutral, but be fair.
Exactly.
What I say? Be fair. You can't be neutral. I know the ye any pen quantity. You bet you so one side all the time. What I say? But at least be fair to your man away then. Oh, you know. Ebia we a penny at the what in the Jumano. Ebia the that big family hano. Nebia. Yeah, workers here. Ebia there may be 1 or 2 workers be or higher or penasem and as a view on penasem. Assembly bar between the two of them. What we penny no better, obey fair, obey what they power po be until I say my file petition say you judge being free so. Because of relationship be on money be more. Yeah. What I say. And for no relationship only in pan one. You see then be fair.
Exactly.
That is one you know my main concern back. Once the time and the time that this whole brouhaha about the removal of the former Chief Justice, Mame Justice Gertrude Arabaisa Batokunu in free position. You say a lot of people who were against the removal of the woman no were backing their points by say almost say the woman is not the main target. The main target is Mame Jane Mensah. How? I didn't know say omuyi ma mena sana omuyi Jane Mensah because one, unlike the process for the removal of the Chief Justice, the process for the removal of the EC official and I say EC chairperson, I don't know. So, with the process of the removal of the Chief Justice, I don't know, the petition should go to the President, and the President will forward the petition to the Council of State. But in this manner, like in this case, with the with the process of the removal of the EC chairperson, and on the they say when the petition gets to the President should forward it to the Chief Justice. If some in this and I say President, I'm an SM opa and I say some open I have the role to remove the chief or to remove the chairperson of the EC from position. We want to say the person who will be an obstacle to that process will be the Chief Justice. Because the Chief Justice now, I'm finding a prima facie, I'm found my the constitution now. And on my mean to us, you know, so me person me yes, I have to find a way to get rid of the Chief Justice, to bring in my own Chief Justice. When I do that, then I can trigger the clause of what removing the EC chairperson. You see, let me go through the process for the benefit of our viewers and our listeners, education purpose. The same Article 146, no, and one is I can about the removal of the EC chairperson.
Yeah.
Now, what does the Article 146 say? Or say, who's the EC chairperson no per constitution no, or more position no is equivalent to a judge of High Court or Court of Appeals. What I say, but in drew the judge of a Supreme Court into the process. You remove an EC chairperson is the same process. The movie a judge of High Court and Court of Appeals. What I say, into the one also then a petition should be forwarded to the president. A petition should be written to the president, seeking the removal of the Chief Justice. And two, what are the bases or what are the grounds? What are the grounds that call for this removal? One, same as the issues of unfairness, causing financial loss to the state, stated misbehavior. What I say, stated misbehavior, unfairness, causing financial loss to the state, stated misbehavior, sometimes infirmity. I hope you understand infirmity. Maybe the body, maybe the Arabians will be to are fit enough to be in that office. That one too can be part. Two, and let's say be a chronism, that is being biased or being unfair. Nipana or try petition the choir. Last hopes na doye. Who's the time NDC take of
power no.
A power no. Hopes na doye because time na yete. Who's the edikabe they say there has been a petition to remove the EC chairperson and second Chief Justice the Craiba. Hopes na doye na we can say. Oh no, who's that? Who's say he was a member of the NPP government.
Yeah.
Another time.
Yeah.
He was a member. Oh no, it's not Jubilee House. Or say Charlotte Sess petition was written in the Jubilee House. But you know so him say Charlotte Sess petition no. You say EC officials be or known EC officials been a tray. But don't say that it was written in the Jubilee. So these people NPP and NDC, they know what they are doing.
Exactly. What's that record?
Yes, they know what they are doing. Yeah, you see this one. You see Nippon wa tray petition. Your friend Joseph Blankson Adumaji.
Joseph Blankson.
I say, oh yeah, EC staff member on our petition, President Mahama, seeking the removal of Jen Mensah from office. One, Nippon said then, also then, the petition alleges that their actions have eroded public trust in the EC and threatened Ghana's electoral system. One, or state or say, they are the way incident. Also one, okay, the famous Amewu, Peter Amewu.
The former way, yeah,
I may share story no. And also one financial mismanagement. Also unnecessary procurement of a new biometric voter device and compilation of a new voter register ahead of the 2020 general elections. That is causing significant financial loss to the state. And only one of the petition. Two, constitutional crisis. Also initiating a nationwide voter registration exercise during the COVID-19 pandemic, posing public health risk. So okay, your COVID time now. You say lockdown, but move behind you. No, easy device. Say yeah, but new voter registration. And also come home. Two, gross incompetence. Also one, and then I say poor poor management of the 2020 elections, including errors in presidential election results and alleged bias. And 3, disenfranchisement. What's that? Okay, our parliament that.
Disenfranchisement is a day.
You are disenfranchising. So was it disenfranchisement? And also then depriving. Okay, my memory is in disenfranchisement. Depriving voters in the Central Kofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi. So areas of parliamentary representation in the 2020 elections. So the petitioner also seeks the removal of EC deputies Samuel Tete and Dr. Bosman Eric Asare, as well as EC member Dr. Peter Apiahene, citing alleged bias and incompetence. Whatever meant for last one, disenfranchisement. Okay, 2020 elections. We say John Peter Amewu won the whole seat, first of its kind. Now the Akoba and say, you say 2 like 4 areas be amount to abanibi. You deprive omo. That is you disenfranchise omo.
Yes, that is so. No.
These communities na mbo omudino. Central Kofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi. You disenfranchise omo. You deprive omo from voting.
Yeah.
Future, it is something that maybe the woman will have to answer some questions about that.
Okay.
2, gross incompetent. Oh, they are not there. Me best better chain because on one state clearly they won't be on. 3, second one was the initiating a nationwide voter registration exercise during the COVID-19 pandemic, posing public health risk. And also, I think the woman. You see, I'm not here to defend the woman. I'm not here to answer her questions for her. I think just as I said earlier, the law of natural justice will give the woman the opportunity to respond to some of these allegations. The engineer constitution said after say petition about president no also for it to come out chief justice now also then about finding what we call a prima facie. Those of us who were with us earlier on may explaining what we mean by what prima facie. Until we establish a prima facie we are now or the come president and so mampeni me who say the omoka no omu wangina so ntino who be here say or best set up a 5-member committee. Who is our chief justice there? No? The constitution, no, Emma president so best set up a 5-member committee of only 2 judges from the Supreme Court. But this one, no, or best set up a 5-member committee with 3 judges from the Supreme Court. You see, you know, you see, that's why some of us we see it say there's a need for a constitutional review. Who said JJ? Our former president of blessed memory.
Yeah.
Papa J.
Yeah.
Koto J. You see, like some of these things, you know. You say, who said, we had a famous case between Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Nkrumah versus the state versus the Attorney General at that time now. Nkrumah, the state versus the state versus the Chief Justice. Nkrumah Chief Justice face, no. Be a casa baby, no. So, JJ no person a university there. A best I see on person best I see you no looking for is and they say Kobese be a Chief Justice be business and mempenea. And I say be a mempenea person me hina. Or see me provide or more much constitution, more for being shama. Easy for me, the president, to remove the chief justice from office. Until now, almost until we are say Article 1 forces now. And what touch him? Article 1 forces now. We na the chief justice and what touch him because I didn't know. My president in the power so obey 5-member committee we no best settle. Obey 2 per free Supreme Court. Now other 3 the president and say pay on one discretionary powers no. Or appointees are 3 from others interest or more majority carries the vote. 3 no president about appointees say two justices coming from the court, no. Or based on maybe they are based on the ABM ward or colleague a year as a matter no nti on be call for or colleague na throwing a president no at the buyer no or money the call for the president. He said if the president has the role to remove such a person from office obey it easily.
Okay.
What I say? It's the same Article 146 no. Also talks about the removal of the the EC chairperson. If like we have had a precedent, the case involving Charlotte say and her deputies.
Yeah.
And also say so before someone from EC na eba alleged. They say there was a procurement breaches B, and then as to whether or not it was true or not. You see, posterity will judge some of these things. So like the Americans say, I don't want President Mahama. You see, also about to leave a legacy. But one, me person the nkofo kai say, Justice Tokonu wasn't the main target. No, na be obstacle for their main target. No, it's nice. She has to go first, then the main target will what follow. Me person has some no more canon. From the woman. I just talk on if you one next say budget means so. I don't want that one to come to pass. Into President Mama me say if indeed what they are saying is true, the due process should be followed. Afi say boss mama no why born na say bia there is a need for her to be removed. Why not? We are all Ghanaians and we all, I say, he who condones sin is as guilty as the perpetrator. Your four born no so no. Ono so the bonyeni to say nipa na why born na.
That one there.
Into I say he who condones sin is as guilty as the perpetrator. And yes, I also say he who comes with equity must come with a clean hands, and he who alleges must prove it. I think when the 5 member, if I don't know if the petition has hit the doors of the president.
Okay.
So my penisa can't pay the constitution or so the chief justice. Chief justice the council of state, but this time around there's no council of state. And the 5 member committee system should be an in camera. In camera means there shouldn't be any camera.
Yeah.
There's a quite more fast the beer. The way you say beer, committee the report baba. Report to the Canadian for the purpose of education and I'm stating petitioning a president for maybe something that you allege say be a there's nothing wrong with it. And per the constitution, mama process is now so. One, when the president receives the petition, he will forward it to the chief justice. Per the constitution, not chief justice also are finding what we call a prima facie case within the petition, because the EC chairperson is equivalent to the high court judge or a court of appeals judge. And say they a high court judge or a court of appeals judge, an EC person. Because chief justice or finding what we call a prima facie from the petition. Then over for the president, the president is a car. Then also or best set up a 5 member committee, of which 3 of them should come from the Supreme Court. 3 of them should be Supreme Court judges, and then other 2 members. One case in one to come with lawyers to come and defend what the those who are accusing are saying, and I said the one who is accusing is saying. Maybe also counter evidence to back a year. Now after na about a year way, and then the committee will have their discretionary power, like we exercise their discretionary powers based on the evidence being put before them. If say people are alleging he has enough evidence to back what he is saying now, then they will take their decision based on that. If someone says the evidence is not concrete enough to seek the removal of such a high profile person from office. What I say? I think that is something that our viewers and our listeners would have to weigh. But one or the other, I'm not here to defend a woman. Allegations of their body now, she is the very best person to respond. She's the very best person to respond to some of these allegations. But the man can say due process must be followed.
Okay.
And the woman should be given a fair hearing.
All right.
In person, justice. Don't know the ana. I'm in Becca say now. Your man and lawyers can't come and in room or bank or counsel and member and say channel. You see, we don't want any intimidation. I think there should be a right, and like I want to use the proper word. Morally, there should be the right. There should be a right process for this. Intimidation, if indeed the woman, some of these things, no, or some of the camera touch
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
The court of public opinion. Yes, but some of these in camera, we two parties, we have a Canada, we have a Canada, who the agent and the crane saying, and you the person who filed the petition is right to do so because it is enshrined in the Constitution. As I say, due process will be followed, and I trust President Mahama to do the right thing.
Okay. All right. Eti ebusia ono so enye se wo so ewa adwinkyere bia na edi apa na yankenkan emfa emmo abatu komisan wode nkrata bi ekoma aban de abanhwe na onyi Mami Jane Mensa one ni two deputies Dr. Bossman and one Urata infido yes
and eba akono so me de nka me hu so NPP opposition 2016 ekoto aba almost accuse Charlotte says eba you na pass on bombe yi no the same thing NDC the same thing who say mami who say do baby kwana this year crampono who say Ablekuma rerun elections no rerun elections no Ablekuma no who say NPP for ebonjo so because first the Eastern State in say onya security onya maximum security obetumi declare results no
okay
after there only for the EC to come back and say they are going to do a rerun in some electoral polling stations
Ablekuma north
north there no now instead do we can NPP for be able for mama no whatever that NDC said in opposition no whatever dislike they may have for the woman no the woman is still the same person that or declare President Mahama as a president-elect before being sworn in. NPP ewo opposition no more accuse Charlotte Seno. Charlotte Seno was the same person now or declare President Akufo-Addo as the president-elect before being sworn in.
Exactly.
At least give the woman the benefit of the doubt. What they say, yesterday, let her continue in the next election process. Now, if you say there is a need for you to remove her, then you do that. Say the me Abema your papa hopes now there amaya aware say some of these petitions are being written in the Jubilee House. And also say some of the NDC factions whoever is it Ghana will be over funny beyond either so NPP and also NDC.
Yeah.
Even the smaller parties in Ghana, they all have their affiliations with some of these big parties. What I say? And it could be says the can end a Nippon or try petition or NDC name. It like said the papa of it could even be say the petition is being even planned about and being written in the Jubilee House. It could be true from what he's saying because he's talking from experience from Charlotte's own. Whatever that it is, I think there should be a moral check on this one. If I follow constitution, yes, the constitution is saying it like say so. But you see, Abraham Lincoln, you see, he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Obi the case be brain. Time now a lawyer. or share case needing or say, and this is my last word that made it chat or say this case is legally a very good case, but morally it's a very bad case. If I stand in the court defending this case, someone who knows me very well will say that Mr. Lincoln, you are defending a very bad case. So for me not to put my reputation into question, I will not defend this case. You see, so Lincoln a case in those case where legally may defend but morally may the qua na.
Okay.
My more example. Ono papa enyase. O papa ebedi weduane and so papa before sika. When I'm remember the one call a year better no. But morally like oh papa the ban is now. What you know. You see, so like and one of the 2024 our viewers and our listeners can deduct and make conclusions.
Okay. All right, then tebusia ye desi ewa ha my men can for comment to be bana yan sorry do if Eunice I'll say great job guys and akusia the pa interesting program. Good morning odo you
akusia
osho pa osho
okay
osho etebusia aha and ayede the morning drive no yede ebesi amo aseda enko enfama Big Family Multimedia Institute BFM Store Trustees Network Group Center for Trade and afeso ahoto AA Construction Works and one no we need to dom and they anope and ayede AC amo and maybe last word say you last word be na inchi bi shout out be na yen fancy.
Okay, you know unse okay, what we are me ba me no but my menchia yen your group be charity me pese whoever that is at MCR and recording with mama and hear me pa we have a charity foundation group be which is called Streams of Living Water Foundation.
Okay.
Most of our members are graduates of University of Ghana, and we are, how do you call it, non-religious group.
Okay.
Meaning you can join irrespective of your religion.
Okay.
So it's like we do a lot of charity works. We go to hospitals to pay bills of patients. We go to the poor and the needy to go and spread the gospel to them.
Okay.
You see, we do a lot of things, and we also equip ourselves as group members. No more pray. And you know, the American business our president, who is in the name of Nana Sewa, Nana Sewa was crowned the best student advocate.
Okay.
The whole of Ghana.
Wow.
And you know, me first way, so I'm taking this opportunity to congratulate her on her winning. And also to encourage her, so what she is doing, you know, she should continue doing it. And Becca Chance say her reward is in heaven.
Exactly.
And also, you see, she's a very young girl. She's very young. But to have such a vision and an ambition, say, or the baby bisa, abua and ipa be here, ejata so we ubi be and yarin hospital down. My own boy car. Some of these things I can't want to say. So we obi be fat on hustle. Say obi call hospitals. Now I share say be hospital bills be uncofobin to mean to yano. Yen tuan for more. Yen share say be obi only bidi. Yen man be bindi. Now for so be sabi only busu only she. Yen children yami asam na yen mwano. No fish at be no mostly yana de air and his own. Obi what be able more. Ebiana nipa sabi. Or painting or was at to be anymore. But a chair any panel door. Nature and say, oh, to be a woman says, obey to me free mounts, but intino, but Chiana Nasewa, Namichia Sandra, and we now with the same group on the Streams of Living Water Foundation. Now, is Mechia Debbie, Until me chia omu ina na nasa congratulations once again for winning that prestigious award.
Okay.
And we all love you as group members and keep doing what you are doing and may God richly bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Congratulations. Enkoma nana sewa yankopon unshiro papa. Intebusia aha ena yeti jumezi nibesi asada enkoma akusia adepa ena afeso abena papa bi ena oye why is the king when I buam emejumedi otum okroy papa na say Eugene nso betima ya discussion segment of the morning drive no yes the bible sumo and the anope me ametina mu no edina mejedo aranye na ejata Kobana Dodona from Ejata Koko school time was porcupine. Inside busia aha na me besi mo sodo na abna papa bi of the next program no abro. Intimi we finish me and here macro